In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I greet anyone who may be hearing my voice with the greeting words of peace said in the Arabic language of Assalamu Alaikum, which means peace be unto you. I just wanted to do this quick little reaction video, man, about Boeing. Gotta start paying attention to the puzzle pieces behind, these big news stories, man. I recently flew for the first time earlier this year, man, and I admit I was a little bit nervous. The takeoff was cool, but that flight back coming into Denver, Colorado was so turbulent that it's got me determined that I'd rather drive anywhere I need to go within the lower 48. And also, even before I flew, there was a story about a airplane door that was ripped off the airplane in mid-flight. Couldn't imagine being on that type of plane, so I knew I was going with a lot, but nevertheless, just things that make you think. So without any further ado, let's get into this video.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Calhoun, what is it that you get paid currently?
Senator, that's well disclosed in our proxy documents in each of the years that I've been employed.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's a big number, sir.
Well, let me help you out. It's $32.8 million this year. Does that sound right?
Yes, it does.
That's a 45% increase over last year. Does that sound right?
Yes, it does.
What is it you get paid to do exactly?
I get paid to run the Boeing company.
Yeah.
Somebody was
So
laughing.
just help me understand that. I mean, do you get paid for transparency? Is that one of the metrics for your income?
I think the board counts on me for transparency.
Really? Because you're under investigation for falsifying 787 inspection records. The Boeing's under criminal investigation for the Alaska Airlines flight. You were investigated by DOJ for criminal conspiracy to defraud the FAA. This is all in your tenure. This doesn't sound like a lot of transparency to me.
The man with the job of running the Boeing company is under these investigations. Investigations for what? Messing with the inspection records. What else did he say? Let's go back right quick.
By DOJ for criminal conspiracy to defraud the FAA. This is all in your tenure. This doesn't sound like a lot of transparency to me. What about safety? Is that a component of your salary?
It sure is, Senator.
You know, have you seen the reports that the subcontractor that you used to make that door piece that fell out of the sky, that when the FAA went and toured the facility, they found one door seal being lubricated with Dawn liquid dish soap and cleaned with a wet cheesecloth, and another was being checked with a hotel room key card? Does that sound like safety to you?
Senator, I think our relationship with that particular supplier has been well documented, reviewed by the FAA and most certainly us. And I'm very intent on acquiring that company so that none of that ever happens.
You know, the FAA also says that Boeing still has not implemented the recommended steps back from 2019 and 2020 after the MAX crashes. You still have not taken the appropriate safety procedures or implemented what they recommended. I mean, how, if safety is a component of your $33 million compensation package, I mean, how can you possibly qualify for any of this? What about quality? Is quality part of your compensation package?
Yeah, we want to know.
Senator, I meet with the FAA pretty regularly. They don't hold anything back, and I'm not aware of anything that has been cited with respect to those accidents that we haven't taken action on.
Really? Because we've had whistleblowers. You said you'd listen to whistleblower testimony. We've had multiple whistleblowers come before this committee and allege that Boeing is cutting every possible corner on quality and safety, not just in the past but now. They've alleged
Man
that
up
you've
here
eliminated
lying,
safety
man.
inspections, that there are fewer in quality and there are fewer inspectors doing quality inspections out there. They've alleged that when they raised quality issues and concerns, they were reassigned, they were retaliated against, they were physically threatened. That doesn't sound like attention to quality to me. And yet you're getting paid.
He said physically threatened. Now y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna have to go back and find the story, but I could have sworn a couple months ago there was some issues with a couple whistleblowers for Boeing that ended up dead, and people were very suspicious about that. So I'm just saying, like, what's really going on at Boeing, bro?
$33 million a year. It's extraordinary.
Senator, we have increased our quality
You are
inspectors
lying.
significantly.
How much has your stock price increased while you've been at Boeing?
It hasn't, and I don't watch it much.
Have you done any stock buybacks while you've been at Boeing?
Not in my job, no.
How about your profits? Have your profits increased at all while
I
you?
haven't had any profits, sir.
I'm sorry.
Yes, you
I have not had any profits.
Yeah. You know, I think the
paycheck.
truth is, Mr. Calhoun, you're not focused on safety. You're not focused on quality. You're not focused on transparency. All of this is in the record, but I think actually you're focused on exactly what you were hired to do, which is that you're cutting corners. You are eliminating safety procedures. You are sticking it to your employees. You are cutting back jobs because you're trying to squeeze every piece of profit you can out of this country. This company. You're strip mining it. You're strip mining Boeing. It was one of the greatest American companies ever. It has employed thousands of people in my state, and you are strip mining it for profit, shareholder value, and you're being rewarded for it. You got a huge raise, a huge increase. So it's working out great for you. For the American people, they're in danger.
That's
For your
crazy.
workers, they're in peril. For your whistleblowers, they literally
danger.
fear for their lives, but you're getting compensated
Wow.
like never before. Don't you think maybe?
He said the whistleblowers literally. Hold on, let's run it back, bro. That's crazy.
For profit, shareholder value, and you're being rewarded for it. You got a huge raise, a huge increase. So it's working out great for you. For the American people, they're in danger.
The American people, we in danger. Like I said, man, this was my first flight, and I was really a little nervous the whole time because being up off the ground like that, that's crazy, man. You know, you just know if anything bad happens, it's over. So I went with Southwest, but I'm pretty sure we were probably on a Boeing airplane since that's like the major, company that the airlines use. So just think, man, your life is in these people's hands and they care more about profit than your safety. While we thousands of feet above the ground, that door came off that airplane. Them people were flying on that airplane and able to stick their hands outside into the open air like that, man. That's crazy.
For your workers, they're in peril. For your whistleblowers, they literally fear for their lives.
Whistleblowers literally fear for their lives, man. Now, this is a senator right here, bro. So this makes the story earlier about the Boeing whistleblowers that came up missing. I'm going to have to go back and find them stories, man. But they literally fear for their lives. Come on, man. He said earlier they are being threatened with physical harm. You know what I'm saying?
But you're getting compensated like never before. Don't you think maybe your priorities are misplaced here? I mean, don't you think maybe it's time to get back to focusing on making quality planes and paying your workers well and taking care of the little guys who got you to where you are?
Hell nah.
That's not a rhetorical question.
Senator, I don't recognize any of the Boeing you described.
Really?
And I want to assure
You don't recognize the
I
Boeing that has airplanes falling out of the sky that has had 2 Maxes crash, that has had pieces of doors fall out of the sky, that have had whistleblowers come before, they've sat right where you have sat and told us, these are your employees who have told us that when these are the engineers, by the way. Are you an engineer?
I'm not, sir.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And they have said that they're not listened to, that they're retaliated against, that they're threatened. That's the reality of Boeing today. That's your company that you have created. Now, I don't recognize it either from the company.
And remember, this man said at the beginning he get paid to run the Boeing company. So all this stuff that's going on is on him. What are you doing, bro?
It used to be decades ago, but under your leadership, that's what Boeing is, and you're being rewarded for it handsomely. Handsomely. Don't you think there's something wrong with that? Why haven't you resigned?
He's obviously getting paid to cut corners, man. That's the thing about them shareholders, man. They don't give a damn about nobody, man, but the money. They don't give a damn about the workers. They don't give a damn about your life. All they care about is the money, the bottom line. And they willing to put all of our lives at risk if we fly on airplanes for transportation. They willing to put all of our lives at risk for the sake of that money dollar. It's messed up. And this is the face of this line piece of right here.
Yeah, Senator, I stand by what I said, and I want to assure the great employees in your state that that is not the way we operate the company, and it never will be. And if you would like my chief engineer to talk about what he sees and
No,
hears,
I want to hear from you, because what I hear from you is a lot of this team does that and that team does that, and I listen to the whistleblowers, but I don't meet with them. And I've heard about all this stuff that you Congress have meddlesomely asked for because the public wants to see it. Gosh darn.
I like seeing when a senator get on somebody powerful bumper like this. I like that. I don't really take the Congress too seriously, but I heard this guy right here like he ain't been accepting money from the political action committees, and he on this guy bumper, man. Maybe he come from just a strong family background that, you know, he ain't really afraid of the powers that be. But I like it when a senator, it don't make no sense for somebody to be sitting in the senator's seat and calling people in for questioning, and the people sitting in the seats being questioned is talking to the senators like the senators are the children and they the daddy. Nah, the senators should be checking them and making them nervous and squirming in their seat. So this is the type of interview I like right here. This is the type of questioning I want to see from a senator.
But you actually haven't supervised any of it. I've heard that. It's a lot of it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. But meanwhile, you're getting paid a heck of a lot of money. It's unbelievable. If anybody's coming out of this deal good, it's you. Why haven't you resigned?
Senator, I'm sticking this through. I'm proud of having taken the job. I'm proud of our
this
safety record, and I am
You're proud of
very
this safety
proud
record.
of our Boeing people.
You're proud of this safety record.
I am proud of every action we have taken.
Every action you've taken.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow. There's some news for you. Well, behind you can't see it. Behind you, the folks are showing pictures of the people who are the victims of your safety record. I think we can all see them. And I think the American public, when they fear to get on their airplanes, they understand your safety record. And frankly, sir, I think it's a travesty that you're still in your job.
Pain, don't he?
Mr.
So yeah, man. That's crazy, man, to think that we flying in airplanes and, you know, we can't really trust the companies, the airplane companies that make these companies to have our best interests at heart, man. That really makes me firm in my decision to prefer to stay on land, man, rather than trusting these shareholders and CEOs with my life. It ain't adding up, man. The math don't math. So that's my reaction video. I know it's a little, you know, different, but I'm gonna get it perfected. I just wanted to get one started on something that I was interested in. So that was my first reaction video, man, and I'm gonna do some more stuff. So y'all take it easy. Assalamu alaikum.